Good Sunday morning, folks. This is James Cronenberg. Do you ever hear the old saying, don't go to bed angry? I remember my mom always telling us to apologize to those you offended, when during the day before you go to bed, and get over your own anger. And I've always made that a practice somewhat. Sometimes a little bit too hard. There's a lot of people that would talk about forgiveness, but they don't even know what really forgiveness is or how to do it. But they will say, oh, I believe in forgiveness, but it never takes place. And I learned that just recently, and I still have a ways to go on my Christian walk, and I was raised in a Christian home. But we need to learn how to put aside our anger, our hatred, so that we can start healing as people, as a nation. This is going to be a short video, and we know that God forgives us no matter what. But we ought to forgive those that have trespassed against us as well. And when we learn how to forgive, we can start healing and getting over our anger and hatred for whatever the reason it may be. I know there's a lot of people I've heard in my life that I wish I could talk to each person and apologize, and that's impossible because I don't know who they are, to be honest. But God has already forgiven me. When he died on the cross over 2,000 years ago, he shed his blood for me, for you, for all those in the world. But he also does not force us to follow him. He gives us our own decision. Do we want to follow him, or do we want to turn our backs on him? So we have that right to make that decision. My prayer is that you'll make a decision to follow him and turn from evil to good. In Isaiah 53:6 it says, all we like sheep have gone astray, every man has turned to his own way. And that's true. God is the shepherd. Jesus is the shepherd, and we're the sheep. And he leads his flock. And we need to follow him. Not just daily, not just one day, but daily. So we have a responsibility to live for Christ. Instead of doing all this talk and say that, I'm a Christian, but do I really have to live the life? Or am I just going to be a Christian on Sunday and then talk about people during the day? That's not how it goes. And I was really hurt the other day when somebody wrote a post about me on their Facebook page. That to me wasn't true, but that's how I feel. But I did try to make amends and apologize, but that person did not accept it. So let's start to do what's right. Let's start to ignore all the hatred in this world. Let's start loving God and putting him first in our life. And then once we learn to forgive, we can start healing as people. So it would take time, but we can learn how to forgive. Hope everybody has a beautiful day today. As it is in Columbus, Ohio, it's cool, but real nice. Thank you, everybody.